Beer Podcast is brought to you by these cool dudes.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Tony from the Red Beer Podcast. It is Friday. We're already here having a good time already. But, guys, it is a great day. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But first, as always, Red Beer Podcast. You guys can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, every social media outlet out there. But as always, I'm hanging out with my boy.
That's me, Cooley.
Yeah, you know what's up, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fantastic.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's a good thing. And we got our buddy over here, Elijah. Say what's up, man.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
So what's good, man?
Dude, what's good? A lot of things are good. I'm excited, actually, because did you hear about the Lucas Museum that's going to be built in L.A.?
Yeah, it's like, isn't it like $1 billion museum or something like that?
It's a $1 billion museum.
Yeah.
George Lucas is funding the entire thing because, like, he's got that, right?
I'll be honest with you, that's all I know as far as how much it's going to be. I just know it's going to be $1 billion. I don't know anything else about it. I don't know, like, what's great about it. What's going on with it? What are they going to do with it? Is it, like, Star Wars related? Or,
yeah.
I mean, how can he do that when that's owned by Disney?
Well, I think it's George Lucas's baby, right? I mean, like, he's pretty much like funding it. I think he's probably working with Disney to actually, you know, get the rights and stuff that he's kind of sold. But at the same time, it's a Star Wars museum. If you guys haven't seen pictures of what this is supposed to look like, go online and look it up. It looks like a huge freaking spaceship. It looks awesome. But they're going to have, obviously, Star Wars memorabilia there from, you know, the Star Wars series. They're also going to have some items from movies such as E.T. and stuff like that. So they're going to have a lot of different stuff in there. And it's not just Star Wars focused, but I think, you know, movies that are kind of related. Also, think about George Lucas. You know, he owns ILM, Industrial Light and Magic. So I'm sure he's going to have some stuff that people know from there as well. But it's also going to have, you know, artwork from, you know, people like Norman Rockwell, stuff like that. And so I think it's going to be a very interesting museum. They haven't really released too much information about it yet, other than that it's going to be in LA and it is going to happen. So I think as things develop, we'll be able to talk about it more. But as of now, it just seems very different and really interesting. I think that, like, all ages are going to be able to check this out.
It's interesting because, you know, I feel like it's almost like Lucas found a loophole to keep himself connected to Star Wars in the fans' eyes. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah,
because it's his history.
Yeah, so there wouldn't be a Star Wars without George Lucas.
Right.
So I feel like he's doing this to make sure that his legacy kind of lives on. You know, not that it wouldn't live on in Star Wars, but I think the museum is going to give it like a whole nother layer, you know what I mean, and introduce new people to it.
Right.
So, what do you think about Star Wars? Elijah, would you go to this museum?
Yeah. I mean, I've been watching Star Wars since practically, like, half of my life, so
yeah.
It's like...
So, like, 4 years?
Yeah, practically.
Yeah.
I'd go to it because, like, you would find out, like, more of just Star Wars and, like, lightsabers or like X-Wings or A-Wings.
Yeah, so you get to see more stuff about Star Wars than just the stuff. I mean, you know what I think it's cool about is that when you go to a museum, you're going to get to actually see the stuff that was in the movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And anytime I've gone to a museum and I see things that were in actually, like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Smithsonian Museum, but, like, they had, like, an exhibit here in Providence, and they had the actual Indiana Jones leather jacket and the whip and the hat that Harrison Ford wore, and just seeing that, like, 2 feet in front of me through glass was amazing.
Right.
You know, so I feel like going to a museum and seeing these actual things just gotta kick ass.
Yeah, and they also have the Avengers Station.
Yeah.
In New York, Times Square. That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. so that's
Lucas. The Lucas Museum, man. I'm all about it.
The Lucas Star Wars Museum is going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. But I wanted to talk to you about this, man, because I know we briefly touched upon it. Elijah, I don't think you've seen this yet. Maybe you have, but I doubt it. But I'm in 2 episodes into Westworld. I'm kind of, a little far behind. You've seen more than I have.
Yeah.
And you dropped out of it from what you told me.
Yeah.
It wasn't your thing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it was, as far as you're in,
Yeah.
it's great.
Right.
The show is awesome. I was all about it. And then it just, it became more of the same to me, like every week. It was just like, all right, so when are we going to get to like, revealing something? Like it just keeps making me question things and like I want some answers. You know what I mean? Like I need either some answers or I need somebody's story to develop. And I didn't feel like there was anything developing anywhere. And I can't watch a show or read a story or be, interested in anything that doesn't have some sort of evolution, and it doesn't feel like the show is evolving for me throughout the season. Now, it could just be a slow burn.
Well, somebody told me it had to be like, I think it was one of our friends at work said it had to be like at least 5 or 6 episodes in before you're like, all right, like it's starting to pick up, and I feel like that's where you dropped off. So I'm hoping that I don't get that same kind of feeling when I get to the 5th and 6th episode. Like, I feel like if I'm going that far, I probably should just finish it. I have one question for you, and I just want you to say yes or no to this, because this is the only thing that I'm confused about. Is they're looking at this huge map, and they can actually look down on it and see kind of like what's going on live, but the people that are actually in the Westworld or whatever that is don't see the people looking down on them, I was like, I didn't understand what's going on, and I don't understand how they get there. I know they get on a train and they just show up and show up there, but like, did they explain how they get there?
They shrink them down into little tiny people and then put them in there.
Okay, I figured that's what they were doing.
No,
okay,
I'm only
cool.
kidding.
All
That's
right.
not what they do. That's just a way. That whole thing, that whole setup there, from what I gathered, is just a way for them to kind of monitor what's going on.
Yeah,
but it's not necessarily
a live representation.
It is a live representation, but it's not like they're really peering down on.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, it's not
It's
not. They're not miniaturized. It's just it's like us watching it on a TV monitor, but it's like but it's like a holographic representation.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's what I got from that anyway. Because I thought about the minute that I saw them looking down on that thing and like, they send something in there and it shows up on the map. I was like, oh my God, are they shrinking these people down? And then I was like, no, that's fucking stupid.
Right. That's what I was confused about.
I was like, at that point, I would have just disconnected. I would have been done 2 episodes in
right.
if I had saw that, and that was like legit what was going on. I was just like, no, not cool. But yeah, like it's not that. It's just a way for them to monitor what's going on, and it's a 3D like holographic representation. But
I'll get into it. I'll get there. But yeah, I was just curious because I remember you said you weren't into it. It just kind of was like, wow.
I'm interested in how far you get.
Okay.
Because I tried watching episode. I think it was episode 5 or episode 6, but the last episode that I watched, I kept trying to watch it over and over again without losing interest, and I couldn't. Like, I just keep going to like my phone playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes or some shit. Like, while it's on, like I just couldn't like focus, and like it wouldn't catch my attention because it was just the same shit over and over again. It was like a bad version of Groundhog Day.
Oh, right.
And
well, that's what started happening to me in I think it was like the second season of Fear the Walking Dead. I was like going to my phone. I was like starting to not care.
At least shit happened in that show.
It did, but I don't know. We'll see if it brings me back 3rd season.
But But yeah, shit happened in Fear the Walking Dead. Like, characters progressed, characters disappeared, characters died, things went down. Like, and that held my attention more than the spectacle of what's going on in Westworld. So I'd be very interested to see what happens with you when it gets to like episode 5 or 6, and you're still kind of like seeing the same shit like over and over again. And if you get further and you're just like, dude, man, you totally dropped the ball, you need to watch this shit, I'll get back into it. I'm not afraid to like try it again. So I'll do that, but I'm waiting to see like what you say.
All right, word. Cool, man. Cool.
Liz, you watching Westworld?
No.
Not yet. Probably not, age appropriate for you. Buddy.
Probably not.
Yeah, and there's not even superheroes in it, so
Yeah, I don't know if you'd like it. You probably find it boring, actually.
yeah.
But so I know Elijah wanted to talk about some stuff today. So
You know
wanna-
Jurassic Park, right?
Yes.
Picture Jurassic Park with no dinosaurs.
Boring.
Yeah,
picture Jurassic Park with robots.
yeah, and cowboys.
He's wicked confused right now.
So, robot cowboys?
No,
Yeah, but they don't look
no.
like robots. They just look like people.
Yeah, you don't know if they're robots or not.
No.
Yeah. So, all right. So, but what did you want to talk about? You said you were talking about Kong earlier, right?
All right, yeah.
So, what's your gripe with that?
I was talking about, I looked up an article on Kong, and I kind of figured out what the plot is about, because I didn't get it once I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
So, it's about this group of people who go to a mystical island to find a serum that heals all diseases and illnesses, and it would make it pretty much handy to have.
Cool.
And while
That would be handy.
Yeah. Seriously.
one of the people who are on the quest to find that serum is a guy, I don't know his name, but the guy who plays him is named Tom Hiddleston.
Oh yeah, I know Tom.
Yeah,
is, yeah.
that's
And,
Loki.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
And his brother in the movie just disappears. But since the movie is about King Kong, you obviously know it's King Kong who took
Right.
him. So,
Obviously.
yeah,
Right, right.
obviously.
Yeah.
Me, I have no idea what's going to go on after that. I'm so hoping to see the movie. It looks pretty good.
It does.
Yeah. So you said there's something you didn't get about it. Like, what didn't you get about it? Like, when you saw the trailer, you didn't get it?
I didn't really get it because, like, I didn't get how, like, what's the point of going to the island?
Yeah, it's
Well,
like, so you see
so
that, like,
I
these people are
thought,
going
like-
to this island and
Yeah.
that they find Kong and Kong's doing it, but why were they going there in the first place?
Yeah, like, were they, like, heard about Kong, or, like, they're going to find, like...
That's a little too logical for a 9-year-old, man, I gotta tell you.
Well, weren't they going there to get the serum, though? Like, isn't that where it is?
Well, yeah, but we
that's
didn't
what
know
I
that from the
learned
trailer.
the article.
All right.
I thought in my, like, what I thought was, I thought they were going there to see Kong or, like,
Yeah.
learn about him, but it's about the serum, so.
Nice.
They're
sense.
just running to Kong once they're at the island.
That's true.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's actually a really...
And plus, Loki, he is, while he's on the island, he's obviously looking for his brother.
Right, right.
Word. Thor.
Yeah, Thor.
yeah. Loki, I'm here. I honestly think from the trailer, I'm interested because of the sheer size of him. Like, I've never expected
No.
like Kong to be that big.
No.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
this gorilla is huge to the point where it looks unrealistic.
There's a reason why he's that big, though.
Okay.
And do you know what it is, Lige?
I have not.
Do you?
No.
All right.
I didn't even learn anything
The
about
reason
how
why
big
Kong
he
is that big now in this particular movie is because they are planning to get a King Kong versus Godzilla movie coming up.
Oh, well, no, I know that. Well, I
And
know,
you can't have regular size Kong versus Godzilla because that would just be over in like 2 seconds.
No, and I understand that, but I'm talking about if you take Godzilla out of it, like, you know what I mean? Like, take that out of it altogether. Like, I get that that's the original plan, but when you look at that, it's kind of like, all right, I don't think he'd ever be that big. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but
I
if
mean,
you
he's
take
he's
Godzilla out of it,
he's
I don't-
just walking, like, taking out helicopters. I'm like, how tall is this gorilla? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
all right.
But if you take Godzilla out of the equation, they don't make him that big. Like he's regular Kong. Like he's
Yeah.
the Kong that we know, basically
yeah,
at
the one
that point.
climbing up Empire State Building,
Yeah.
and
Right.
he is like half
Like,
the size of
taking down,
Empire
like-
State Building.
Yeah, this one is basically gonna step on Empire State Building.
Yeah.
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 The thing that I thought was pretty cool, and I was like, this is a movie to see, is when you saw that big bloody handprint on that big, like,
Yeah.
rock
Yeah, that's
mountain.
cool.
It was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was also point when I looked at the trailer and I was like, what? Like they were on the island and then there was like this really cool graffiti. It was almost like Banksy lived on the island and was like throwing up stencils and shit. Like I was like, wow, this is cool. But it was like this really weird like lenticular motion like thing where if you kind of like move to the side, like it all forms like King Kong's face.
Yeah.
Is that they probably did that to make like a little bit like Clue. A little bit, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm
just to
saying
make
like these are tribesmen
message.
though on an island. It was a little too advanced, I think, for for where they were. It was just weird.
Island.
Yeah. It was interesting. And you had another thing you wanted to talk about was Power Rangers.
Yes.
Let's talk about that because you had a point.
The new Power Rangers, they are bringing back Alpha in the old movies, and Repulsa in this movie is so not what she looked like in the old ones.
What's the difference now?
Back in the day, she used to have like long horn hat, but now it's just like it was a gown back in the day, but now it's just like crystal, like emerald stuff on her, and like she's hot.
Yeah. So you're saying she wasn't hot in the end, so now she's like, I mean, like she wasn't like a hot girl now. No. So, but now they're making her like attractive.
Yeah.
All right.
But like, speaking about Alpha, it's so bad. They should have kept the old one because now they made Alpha so skinny and like made her look like she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, it's all skinny and lanky, and she's got like a pot belly.
It's like
she's got a pot belly.
It makes her look like she has a UFO on her head, like next gen UFO. It's like a eyeball with like sharp ends around it, like this.
Okay,
it's weird.
She's got like a saucer for a head.
Exactly.
Her head's just gonna take off. Yeah, I watched Power Rangers a little bit when I was a kid, but I wasn't like a big Power Rangers fan. Like, I did think the pink Power Ranger was hot for a little bit, but then I kind of grew out of that in like a month. But like, I don't know. Like, do you know exactly what he's talking about? Like, have you seen the new Power Rangers? What do you think?
I've seen the trailer, and I gotta tell you, I'm interested. It looks super interesting. I was never a Power Rangers fan. I would catch Power Rangers in the morning, like when I was getting ready for school.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like I'm waiting for Force 5 to come on because I used to be into the animations that used to come on, like the Japanese animation, like that was converted into US stuff. Grandizer and Guy King and the Space Dragon and all those guys. Jesse Dart and the Musketeers, the Spaceketeers.
Yeah.
I would watch that stuff, and while I was waiting for that to come on, Power Rangers would kind of be on, and it'd be like one of those things where I'd be like, yeah, I'll tolerate this while it's on because I'm just waiting for what I want to see. So I knew some of the characters, I know some of the things that are going on, and to see what they're doing in the movies, it looks like a fresh take on it, and it looks like what they could have done with a budget and with today's technology. It looks like what Power Rangers could have been. That would have been interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because live action back in the day, like that wasn't, it was basically like, I don't know, it was just weird looking.
It's cheesy.
Yeah, it's super cheesy.
You know, it's cheesy. It's like watching Sesame Street try to fight. That's what that's what it looked like to me. Like that would be really cheesy, you know, like seeing like Big Bird try to fight Snuffleupagus. Like I have no desire to see that go down. No. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's basically the kaiju culture, but it was a series, and it was Japanese to begin. Well, I think it was Japanese.
Well, you know what? When you say that, you know what it actually reminds me of? It's like when you watch old footage of King Kong and Godzilla fighting.
Yeah,
like live action, but really bad.
Right.
Like, these are clearly puppets or models that are fighting.
Yeah.
Or people in, like, big rubber suits. Like, that's what Power Rangers was for me.
But the funny thing is that I loved King Kong and Godzilla and all that shit back in the day. Like, I'm a huge kaiju, like, monster fan.
Yeah.
And to watch those guys, like, it was like, it was almost like they had a bigger budget than than Power Rangers had.
Right.
Because like you watch Power Rangers and it looks you almost feel like you're watching like a soap opera version of that.
Of that, yeah.
Yeah, like you're watching it live. You know, and you can see like the strings and shit, like when you're like the puppeteering and all that stuff going on. Some of the effects looked weird, but you know, all in all, like that aside, take that and you add like all the great special effects we can get today, the budget that they're throwing into it because it's the Power Rangers. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Power Rangers had to be one of the highest grossing television shows.
It was a huge show
for children of that age, in that age group, probably like the age range of like, you know, like 8 to like 14 or something, you know, of all time. You know, and I mean, it's still going to this day. They still have like some version of the Power Rangers.
Yeah, like Metamorphin.
Yeah.
No, that was old.
No, Mighty Morphin Power
Mighty
Rangers was the
Morphin.
original. Like I don't know what they're on now. Like I don't know. Power Rangers.
It's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
I remember when I had the DVD for one of the Power Rangers, and then like the only thing I really remember from that is like Repulsa and like the Power Rangers going up against each other, and like them fighting like her like sand dunes or something like that.
But like it's interesting too because like the black kid is not the Black Ranger. He's like the Blue Ranger.
Yeah, because that's not stereotype at all back
Right.
in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, so like back in the day, it was like the black kid was the Black Ranger, and the Chinese girl was the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, that was
She
what we
died.
were.
That was
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like
Yeah.
okay, that's but
She
now
died?
Yeah, she died.
When?
I don't know, but
Yeah, she did.
die.
She was replaced by the black girl. I can't
Oh,
remember
wow.
her name.
She did die though.
Jesus. All right.
And then, but anyway, like now, like the black kid is like he's the Blue Ranger or whatever, and like he's the nerd of the group, like he's the brain, and he's like he's not into like, you know, violence or like, you know, it's just refreshing to have like a character like with that's a minority and not being cast as a stereotype.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not the jock. He's not the one that's like, you know, punking people off and, you know, like the fearless one of the group. Like he's legit like the one that's like, nah, man, I'm not jumping across that thing. You could.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like
gives a little bit of sense like they are still like normal kids in some sense. Yeah.
exactly. It's really cool. It looks like it's going to be a fresh take. I want to see it before I give it any kind of judgment, but it has piqued my interest. And for people are going to think it's weird, but I'm going to go see a Power Rangers movie.
No, man, I'll check it out, and I'm gonna actually take everybody back for just a second. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but I would because it's stupid. But like, this is my freshman year of college. I was literally working on homework for a math class that I had to do for a summer class I was taking before I went to my freshman year, and they had a show on called MTV's Undressed. Do you remember that show?
No.
It was on for like 2 years, right?
Yep.
And it was a little risque for being on MTV because people would kind of get half naked. But like Tommy the White Power Ranger was on MTV's Undressed, and I was like, he's like making out with girls, and I'm like, but this is the Power Ranger. I'm like, why am I seeing him do this now?
He's like,
you know? But he
MMA
looked-
dude now.
Yeah, it's like anytime I see him at Comic-Con, I want to go up to him and just for me, because I don't care, right? I just want to go up and be like, hey man, loved you in Power Rangers, but you were awesome in MTV's Undressed, and see what he says. You know what I mean? And then just be like, yo, can I get your autograph, man? See what he says. Yo, yeah, that was cool, man. So,
Yo, I totally like chicks and stuff, but that episode of Undressed, brother, phew,
yeah, you know what I'm
Killed
saying?
it.
You working
killed
out. You lift, bro.
you killed it. What?
Yeah. So, oh man, we got to talk about the thing that you actually brought up to me earlier.
Actually,
What's that, Feud?
No.
One
not
more
yet.
thing about Power Rangers. The thing that caught my attention for Power Rangers is once me and Anthony were going to see the trailer for
You and who?
Cooley. I mean,
Thank you. Because I
me
don't.
and Cooley were going to see Rogue One. We saw there was trailers going on, obviously, and then I was we were watching the trailer, and then we were like seeing these kids get like bullied, and like they like went through like a cave or something and found like glowing stuff. I'm like, is that a Zord?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this is Power Rangers, because I
yeah.
had like no idea this was Power Rangers. I'm like, this is a new plot.
See, that's really
And,
cool
like,
when you go into a theater and you like see a movie you had, you know what I mean? You weren't even
you're,
ready
like,
for it.
no idea.
Yeah.
And it's like, you really want to see it. It's like coming out in 2016. It's like 2018.
Yeah. That's right, because
No, because he showed me the trailer for Volume 2 for Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, what year is it coming out? 2017. I'm like, no!
Do you have any idea where I am right now? In May, the Alien Covenant is coming out, and I was waiting since the end of Prometheus, which was like 3 years ago.
So much happening in May.
I'm like, oh my god, they were like, oh, May 2017 Alien Covenant. I'm like, finally we have a date, but I've been waiting since the end of. I'm like, now we're gonna have to wait another 4 years for another it's like I want to see it all, and you can't. You gotta wait. You gotta be patient, and it sucks.
May. It's going to be awesome. Covenant.
Yep.
Life
You
gets you
got-
sometimes.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yep.
Homecoming.
It's gonna be sick.
It's going to be a great month, man.
Yeah, man.
That's going to be an
Great
awesome
year.
month.
And Tom Holland, officially speaking of Homecoming, actually officially announced that he is going to be making an appearance in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Boom. So,
That's gonna be a
Spider-Man's
good
going to be
movie,
in
too.
it, man. Oh, it's going to be awesome.
I can't
So-
wait for Infinity War.
No, it's going to be sick.
What's his name there? Oh, jeez. We'll come back to it.
Yeah. But I want to talk about, for your consideration, you know what I'm talking about. You can jump on that for a second.
Oh, yeah. The Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds thing. He made a little, what was it, maybe a 30-second video?
It's like 45, 50 seconds.
Yeah, and sent it to the Academy for consideration for an Oscar for Deadpool. And it's hilarious. It's just hilarious. It's 45 seconds of nonsense, really.
Yeah.
And he's just like talking about like all the stuff that went into the movie.
Yeah. He's like 7 animated unicorns,
Yeah.
4 assless chaps. You know what I mean? And then he's like 783 million fans.
Yeah.
Oh, coolly.
So he
One leaked video.
one leaked video. I honestly think it's. I would not be surprised if they had in some aspect Deadpool be a part of the Academy Awards. Just as a joke for him having the balls to put that out there.
Listen,
You know?
I would not put it past Ryan Reynolds to just make that happen anyway.
Yeah, like him just
Like,
walk
just
out
show
on
up.
stage. Yeah.
Just show up as Deadpool.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
like, hey guys.
Yeah.
Sit in the audience as Deadpool.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then like change out of it. He would actually have to it would be really clever if they could do it in a way where if you were watching the Oscars, they would film it in a way where you could see Ryan Reynolds, and then Ryan Reynolds would look over and like they would be Deadpool, like maybe like right next to him. But that's for the viewers at home. But for people there, it would obviously be like he would have a change or something like that, or they could just have
Somebody else dressed up as Deadpool.
And because it would kind of, in a sense, be cool to see both of them there and
Yes.
see how Ryan Reynolds would react to Deadpool.
But let's face it, in all reality, Ryan Reynolds is
Deadpool. Oh, he is.
So I wouldn't be mad not seeing Ryan Reynolds' face.
Yeah.
As beautiful as it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you, like, imagine if you were watching the Oscars and like Deadpool was sitting in the audience and he like looks to somebody to his left. He's like, "You think I should make a cool entrance with my guns and like blast them?"
That'd be awesome. So, talk to me about Feud, man, because we both watched this trailer, and it was very interesting.
Dude, it's
an FX
Betty
trailer.
Davis. It's basically Betty Davis versus Joan Crawford.
Yeah.
It's come on. How fucking awesome is that?
No, it's awesome.
It's like Batman v Superman, except for it's Betty Davis versus Joan Crawford. And I got this feeling it's going to be like Wile E. Coyote and Bugs Bunny, like them just like screwing with each other for a whole season. Like, it's gonna be great, man. I'm pumped for this. Like, the whole thing that we saw was what? Like, it was like this chick
It's
was
like a
sitting
food tray. Then
Yeah,
she
I don't
lifts
know
up
which one it was, but she lifts up the freaking, like, you know, you get the for those that are listening, the platters with the big like
metal cover
or whatever when somebody presents like a full course meal or whatever, and you lift the cover and you're supposed to see this beautiful like meal. Well, she's sitting there and she's like getting ready to eat, and she lifts the cover and it's a rat on a plate, like sitting on top of like pasta and lettuce, and and she just lets out this like blood curdling scream. But like,
the funny part about that is she goes to lift it up and she's like shaking because she knows it's probably something like screwed up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like she knew something was coming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But like they don't show who it is that's lifting it, so we don't know if it's like Bette Davis or
Joan Crawford. Yeah.
But I mean, you've got Jessica Lange playing in it, and Susan Sarandon. Jessica Lange is Joan Crawford, and Susan Sarandon is Bette Davis. Yeah. And what a great cast. I mean, right there. I don't even. There's other people that are going to be in this. Most likely, people that Ryan Murphy has tapped in the past. Mm-hmm. People that like Kathy Bates, I'm sure, is going to end up being in it somehow.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
You know, and the casting is going to be phenomenal because for whatever reason, Ryan Murphy just has everybody in his Rolodex. Because we've all seen American Horror Story, we've all seen Scream Queens. Like, I mean, this dude's just got everybody on tap. So be ready for some fun. Ryan Murphy in a interview actually said that, you know, there are going to be more seasons of this. It's an anthology series.
Exactly.
So it's not just Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. Like, he's planning other ones, and he said he'd love to do Donald Trump versus Meryl Streep.
That would be sick. I could see that happening. So,
Feud,
all right,
Donald Trump versus Meryl Streep.
Fight. I got a question for you, but before I ask that question, I just want to mention that because we did say American Horror Story, it actually got picked up for another season, and American Horror Story has already been picked up for 2 seasons, so they're going into at least 3 more seasons, which is crazy. However, the next season that is coming out is not going to have Jessica Lange in it because Jessica Lange is actually working on this project with Ryan Murphy. So, but I do have a question for you, and I posted a poll on Twitter about this, and the answer ended up the winning answer was no. But and I will actually read the question that I posted, and I'm really curious as to what you guys think as well. So, and Elijah, I don't know if you saw this. Probably, I don't think. Did you watch the Golden Globes? Probably not, right?
No.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's he watches that every year, but for whatever reason, this year he missed it.
All right, cool. So, basically, you never know.
He's got it on his DVR though, so we'll catch up with him next week.
Yeah, we'll catch up with him. So, basically, there was a poll that I posted, and the question was this, as soon as I can pull it up. Do you agree or disagree with what Meryl Streep did at the Golden Globes regarding Donald Trump? Was it the right time? So 30% of people said yes. 10% people said right time, right place. 20% of people said poor timing all around. And 40%, which is the winner, said no. So I'm just curious as to what you think. Did you watch the Golden Globes? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I didn't watch the Golden Globes, but of course, this is something that's gotten traction on the internet and stuff like that. So I did pick it up. I did get to see and hear what she said. I mean, I think, you know, she's an elegant and very thoughtful speaker.
Right.
Right. She basically, you know, asked for, you know, people in power, powerful people, to not bully people with less power,
right.
And or almost powerless. So I would say that there is no wrong time. There's no, like, when is the wrong time to tell somebody that or give somebody that message?
Right.
I mean, technically, I mean, it's a platform for, you know, that for her.
Right.
At that point in time, like, they gave her an award. She went on stage to give her her acceptance speech, and she had something that she had to say. And what better time than when you have everybody's attention to say something that's meaningful and powerful to you.
Right.
So to me, I'm not saying that it's the right place or the right time or, you know, even if whether or not I agree or disagree with her, which I will go on record and say I agree with her, but whether or not it's the right place at the wrong time, it's like it is a time that she has everybody's attention. And like if you can argue, hey, there are platforms for that, but you can go to like your own rally and you can talk to people that automatically agree with what you're delivering.
What you're there for, right?
What good is that? You want to reach the people that maybe don't agree with you or maybe don't, share your point of view. So maybe you can reach them and maybe sway their opinion. And you're not going to get those people at a rally for something that's made for your belief.
Right. No, I got you.
Right.
I mean, for me, I see where she was coming from with it. I don't necessarily agree with it just because, like when I watch the Golden Globes, like I'm there because I want to see these people. I want to see them talk about the things that we watch and we enjoy, and it's entertainment and blah 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 blah. And like, I think
this is the same thing. This goes back to the same reason why you didn't like Chris Rock on the Academy Awards.
Oh, somewhat. I mean, not really. I thought I was fine with Chris Rock for the first like 3 minutes. I wasn't fine when it took up the entire friggin' Academy Awards. That was a little too much. Like, dude, we get it. You made your point. Let's move on. But like, this was something where Meryl Streep is, she's probably one of the best actresses of our generation. Has such a huge body of work, and I think that can tackle any role and nail it.
Yeah, she's overrated.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm just saying what Trump said.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he said directly after.
Yeah, Twitter, and I was going to get to that, but it's just like
she's overrated.
I just think that I would have, when I watch a show like that, I'm in it because I like to see the awards these people are getting. I like to kind of step out of reality for a second and kind of like think about the movies that I've seen. And maybe people will say, well, whatever, that's selfish. But at the same time, it's like when you watch a show like this, you're looking to actually, like have a good time and enjoy it. But I just feel like she took this moment to make it a political statement where it's like they're trying to give you an award to celebrate all the great work that you've done. And instead of talking about that, maybe talking about, like maybe sending a message out there to kids that like are trying to be actresses and like, they maybe go out there and try hard. And if you feel like it's going to be, hard, like give it your all, just something like motivating that you could have gave to all these kids that are probably watching this and people that are maybe, I don't know, just like haven't taken that step yet to really push themselves. It could have been that moment. And instead, she made it a political statement. And I feel like there's enough of that in the media right now about Donald Trump. And there's enough crap about how, as soon as he gets into office, we're going to try to impeach him and all this stuff. And it's like, enough about Donald Trump. Like, take this moment to accept the award about your body of work and don't make it another political statement. And it's always got to go back to politics. Like, I feel like for the past 4 months, however it's long it's been since we've been in this election, it's always politics. It's about Donald Trump. It's about Hillary Clinton. It's blah, blah, blah. It's like it always goes back to freaking politics. Can't we step away from that for 2 hours and have you go up there and accept an award about what they are giving it to you for? It's like she had to spin this, and all it did was start a war between her and Donald Trump. And now we got to hear about that. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm sick of it. Like, I'm sick of a political statement about everything. Like, I just would have wished that she didn't use it at that time. And I understand your point. You're in front of a captive audience, people that probably would have never given a crap about her saying that. And right. I totally get you on that. But there's my side of it, which is like, enough is enough. Like, what do you think that's going to do? Like, all it did was she made a statement. It started a feud between her and Donald Trump called her out on Twitter. Like, that's all it accomplished, really. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, and now people know there's a feud between her and Donald Trump. It's just like, I feel like he could have been a bigger man and not even addressed it, which I feel like if you're president-elect, you shouldn't even be on Twitter unless you're going to say something about...
That's the man that people voted into office,
I know that, but what I'm saying is, and it's crazy, but it's like, if you're going to be on Twitter, say something positive about the nation. Don't use Twitter as a platform to call people out because you are the president now. Like, and I feel like he's
but
just...
and then you say something as asinine as Meryl Streep is overrated.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
With her 40, 50 Academy Awards that she's got like just lined up on a shelf like my fucking Mighty Mugs downstairs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, she's overrated. Okay, dude. That's all you come back with. It was just so childish.
That's what gets me, man. Like I'm with you on the whole the way that politics is kind of taken over everything. The whole thing bugs me, but I feel like Meryl Streep herself, her message was more about bullying.
It was partly,
right? And I think that's a message that needs to be heard, and so that's why I was very okay with her using that platform. Like if she just got up there to bash somebody and say something about Donald Trump like if she was just up there just kind of spitting rhetoric or just making it about I can't believe Donald Trump's in office, I don't like him, and like giving like reasons why she doesn't like him and whatnot. But she was very specific about her message and what her goal was in saying what she said, which is why I was okay with it. I was fine with that.
And I just want to say one other thing too, because I just need to put this out there to clear the air in a sense. Like I don't want people to think because I disagree with her saying it at the Golden Globes is me in any way being insensitive to what her point was. Like I completely agree with her. I think what he did was a real shithead move, and the way that he did it, and I've seen the video of it, and he denies it, but that's clearly what he was doing.
Right.
But I just don't, and I think that was bad. But I mean, me saying that I don't agree with her doing it at this time means that I agree with what he did. Like I think it was bullshit. But I just don't. I think it might have been the wrong time. That's the point I was trying to make. So
yeah, like you just don't want to mix your chocolate with your peanut butter.
Yeah, to put it simply, yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's what I'm saying. But moving on from that, yeah.
There already is chocolate mixed with peanut butter.
There isn't that Nutella?
But not his, not his.
Yeah, not mine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta separate.
He
that.
doesn't mess with Reese's, man.
Yeah. No, I love Reese's.
I don't like Reese's.
You don't like Reese's?
No.
Oh, you don't.
No,
All right.
no, wait, no.
What's wrong with you?
Wait, no, I'm
Get
lying.
out. No.
Actually, I'm lying. I'm not like I do like Reese's.
All right. You lying?
I watched Reese's. I'm lying.
Yeah, I'm lying.
I watched a show called Black Mirror.
Oh yeah,
dude,
somebody was telling me about
I've
that.
seen 2 episodes of this. Episodes 2 and 3. Ask me why I didn't watch episode 1. I don't know.
Why did you watch episode 1?
I don't know.
All right.
I really don't. Like I'm not like making that up.
You?
But
like that's messed up.
But it's not. It doesn't matter. You can watch whatever episode you want because it's an anthology series.
Right.
Every episode is different. And it's about something different, and it's just really, it's awesome, man. It's like really, everything is really unique. It's a sci-fi series, like,
yeah, Max was telling me about it.
One of the episodes I watched, like, was basically like this society of people that everybody was represented by like this Nintendo Me character, and like they had to like earn credits by working out. Basically, so like they would go and they would like get on their bikes. Like every morning was the same thing. You wake up, everything that you do, you have to spend credits. So like you want to get like toothpaste on your toothbrush, you're going to spend credits. You want to skip an ad on while you're watching TV or whatever, spend credits. You want to stop your alarm clock, you got to spend credits. Everything is credits based. But you go and you sit on this bicycle. And you work out basically, like you just like ride the bike, and while you're riding the bike, you're just tuned in and you're watching like TV and you're playing video games and you're doing all this stuff, and all the whole time you're earning credits. And the bikes, while everybody's riding the bikes, it's powering like this world.
Okay.
So this world gets its power from all the people that are riding the bikes. So the people on the bikes are basically like slaves to the world, right? And then there's like this competition where it's like this. It's almost like American Idol.
Yeah.
And you go on this competition and you like it's like, actually it's more like America's Got Talent. Like you'd go on there and you do like, whatever it is that you think makes you stand out, and you basically earn your way out of being on the bikes every day.
Yeah. And
you get to do your talent so that you can entertain the people that are riding the bikes and keep them riding.
Oh, it's crazy.
Right?
So it's a vicious cycle.
Oh, and like there's a twist in there, and it's like you gotta watch it, man. It's like that one episode was like out of the 2 that I watched, that was my favorite. But then
what was it, 2 or 3? What episode was that?
Episode 2.
Episode 2. All right.
Yeah, of season 1. And then episode 3 was like this. It was like a world where you have these implants, and basically you can. It records everything that you see and do.
Okay.
So everything that you see through your eyes and hear, like it records it. And you can stop, pause, rewind everything. You can go back and so if I'm having an argument with you and you're like, I never said that, and I could be like, oh yeah, well, motherfucker, watch this shit, and I could throw it like on the screen, and like you'd be like, yeah, you're right, yeah, I did say that, sorry, and it's just brilliant, and like the situations are so weird, but it's a British show, so the acting, obviously, British actors, classically trained. Amazing, and it just makes you believe everything, and like you just get sucked right into it. It's perfect.
What channel is this on?
It's on Netflix. It's actually a Netflix original, but it was a BBC show before.
Okay, all right.
So they picked it up.
That's right. I remember him saying that. Okay.
Yeah, and it got canceled, and then they picked it up, and they actually continued it, like they've done with so many other series now. So now it's like this is a Netflix original series now. So season 3 they're on. I haven't watched that one yet, but they're very short seasons. Season 1 is only 3 episodes. Season 2 it looks like 6 episodes, and season 4 is 4 episodes.
It kind of reminds me of like 2 things. It reminds me kind of like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, very much, very much.
Also, it reminds me of if a little bit darker was Masters of Horror. I don't know if you ever watched that, but if you want something to get into, man, I think you might be able to find some of it on Netflix. But like Masters of Horror was great. It was all these different famous horror directors, some of people like Wes Craven and stuff like that, where they would actually hire pretty well-known actors. Like they had Norm from Cheers. He was in this really cool episode where he lived next door in kind of like this like really nice neighborhood, and people were under the impression that he had like a family and all this stuff. But when people actually went into his house, it was all these wax figures of people that he had killed. That he was basically like a serial killer, and it was so interesting to see him, who as Norm from Cheers, in this role. It's kind of like they put him in that for a reason, right? So Masters of Horror reminds me is what it's reminding me of. It's another anthology that you should check out. So,
did you get any questions for Would You Rather?
I did not get any specifically, but I mean I have to go through the app and actually.
I did not either. So we are going to do some Would You Rather, and we're going to include Elijah in this.
All right.
I'm kind of looking forward.
Yeah.
All right.
Word.
So you're going to go first, Tone?
Let Elijah go first.
All right,
because, he's our honorable guest today.
3 episodes.
Yeah,
Elijah.
that's right.
Would you rather take a bath or take a shower?
Shower.
Yeah? 64% chose shower. So,
because what's the point of like wasting your time just sitting there? It's like
in the bath,
relaxing, man.
But like you just sit there. Well,
you sit there and like the like all the dirt.
I only take like baths once in a while.
Wash it off, bro.
Like it's great while you're in it, but then when you like drain the tub and you actually see like the dead skin and all that stuff, and it's gross. And
when you're not washing it off, it's like the water's going down, but some of it's just settling on you.
Yeah,
it's like, why did I even take a bath? I don't know, it's gross.
It just like stays there in the tub for like hours. Like one time, I took a bath at night.
You know anything about college football?
Yeah, I'm connected a little bit.
He's connected.
I'm connected.
No, not to this one though.
I got a USB plugged to me.
Because, 2001 though.
Oh
no. Yeah.
Next. Here we go.
Oh. Would you rather watch Roger the Alien or Brian the Dog?
I like dogs, and one of my friends' name is Brian, so I might as well go with Brian the Dog. And
you know who they are, right?
No. No clue at all.
So you watch Family Guy.
Oh.
You ever watch American Dad?
Yes.
You know Roger the Alien?
Fish?
The alien.
Brian, duh. I like Brian because, like, actually, no, I don't know who to pick because that's
Brian.
kind of hard because like Ryan's always the guy who pops out of the car with a new costume every time in the passenger seat.
No, that's Roger.
Oh, Roger.
Roger
There's
the
only
alien.
one alien, and
Yeah.
Roger.
why'd you call him Ryan?
I
then?
didn't call him Ryan. I called him Brian the dog or
Yeah.
Roger the alien. I said that very clearly.
All right.
All right.
All right. So yeah, but like Roger, he just pops out of the passenger seat in like every episode. But then like you see Brian, like the Family Guy franchise, like they just put Brian in a little bit like more complicated stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's one
So which one do you like?
Brian. Brian.
You're not going to hurt their feelings, man. 69% chose
All right.
Brian.
I'm trying to make a point.
Point received, buddy. Point received. Would you rather play football for Barcelona or play football for? Oh, you don't. Do you watch soccer? Oh yeah, you're into. Yeah.
I
Would you
am
rather play
soccer.
football for Barcelona or football for Real Madrid?
Oh my god, that's so hard. I'd say Barcelona.
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 That's how you. Barcelona.
I'm Spanish.
Barcelona.
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 Blown up.
The English people who like say it, they're
Oh,
like,
lies. Here we go. This
Barcelona.
one was made for you. Would you rather go to school for 10 hours or eat food all day?
Eat.
Yeah.
I mean, like, does it like depend on what food,
Finn, what do you want?
or is it just every type of food?
What?
Every type of food.
Nice.
All right. So
Yeah,
eat.
every type of food.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Finn was going to answer that question. He said
All right.
food. He jumped up on the table.
Tone,
Yo,
your turn.
cool. The sound effects.
Click. Clink.
Would you rather get drunk or get high?
Get drunk.
Oh,
Just because I don't smoke weed.
you're against stuff like that.
62% of those that answered this question would
What's
rather
the
get
other
drunk.
percent?
38.
Okay.
You'll get there, son.
That's like teenagers saying that.
Probably.
Would you like to be a child again or just be happy to be an adult?
I'd say just be happy to be an adult because I feel like I like the knowledge that I have now. You know what I mean? As a child, you're kind of oblivious to things.
Oh, God, I want that
What's
so
that
bad,
pink
though.
Power Rangers
But
mean?
I feel like as a child, though, you also have limitations as to what you can do.
Oh yeah.
Like you want to drive somewhere, you can't. You gotta have your parents take you somewhere. You want to buy something, you can't. You have to have money for it.
To,
have-
You
to,
know?
be, to have parents do everything for you just one more time
All right.
for 15 minutes.
15
Yeah.
minutes isn't enough. It's got to be
Well, by 15
Like-
minute, I mean
Probably. I'd
like
say
make
like
your dinner.
like a
Yeah.
yeah.
I say like a week.
For 15 minutes, pay for food shopping.
No,
Yeah.
like
Pay a bill for me. You know, like,
no.
That's I got a lot you could pay for in 15 minutes.
It's like you.
right.
It's
We
like
got 15 minutes. Go. Give me the
like-
usernames and passwords.
no. Imagine like you don't know how long you're gonna be in it. It's like oh yeah, like hanging out with my parents and stuff, and like you go to see a movie, and then like 15 minutes is up, and then you're like, crap.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What do we got? Here we go.
53% would like to be a child again. 47% would rather be happy being an adult. So
All
it's
right,
a very close tie.
Okay.
I mean, not tie, but it's a very close
Race.
split.
Yeah,
Split.
gotcha.
Yeah. Hey, babe. That's it's my wife. She just got home.
Yeah.
Let's see. Would you rather have hiccups for the rest of your life, or feel like sneezing and not be able to for the rest of your life? Wow,
Oh
that's
my
tough.
God, that
Oh
is
God.
tough.
I don't know. God, I feel like I would say sneezing because the whole hiccups thing.
No.
Like I can't.
You get like such a.
I can't talk when I have hiccups. Like I feel like I can't breathe. You know what I mean. But did you know if you push this spot on your forearm for me when you're about to sneeze? For me, if you push this spot, it actually makes the urge go away.
Yeah, but it's like for the rest of your life.
So I'll just push this for a long time. so
58%.
All right.
Chose your answer.
Here we go.
All right.
There we go. Cooley. So here we go. Cooley, would you rather do boxing or UFC?
I'd rather do UFC.
Yeah, like you just gotta go all in, man.
Yeah, well,
UFC.
there's a really good reason why. And
Why?
I'm 43 years old. I don't want to spend any time learning the rules and like worrying about, those things. And I feel like I need the advantage of being able to do whatever the hell I want. Like, so I want to like be able to hit low, I just want to go all out. You know what I mean?
But also think about
boxing is just more like hitting in the face and like getting knocked down to the ground. When like UFC is just like sometimes it's like once you get into like fights and interviews, like that guy's like really mad at the other one, and it's like start and like you don't even care about the fist bump, and like you just start running and just knee him in the face.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, it's a good point because like that was my point is that if you you're like, I want the ability to do whatever I want, but also be aware people have the ability to do whatever they want to you.
Yeah.
So you could be taking it pretty
yeah,
hard,
but
man.
I feel like I'm devious enough though, mentally,
All right.
that I could. Look,
I would say UFC.
I am not looking to get into the UFC ring, but if I had a choice between UFC and boxing, that's where I would go. Yeah.
Well, 54% of people agree with you. So, would you rather? Let's see. I'm probably going to skip this one for obvious reasons. Would you rather always eat bananas or always eat apples?
Oh, I know.
Apples.
No,
Apples.
bananas. Because I feel like apples would like make you get a stomach ache.
Apples cause blood clots.
Bananas are too sweet.
No,
for me.
bananas are soft and apples are like core.
Have too many apples and you get constipated. Anyway.
Plus the bruising, bruised bananas would piss me off. So, they're easier to bruise than apples are. So, yeah.
All right. Would you rather wipe out a city of starving African children or wipe out a city of black people who are albinos?
That seems like a very racist question. I don't want to
That's
wipe
so,
out any of those people. I'm sorry.
I don't even know.
So messed up.
Black people who are albinos? That's weird.
That's white people, right?
Yeah, right? That's what I was going to say. Isn't that me? Isn't that what I am? I'm going to skip that. That's weird.
Yeah.
All right. That question just should have been, would you rather be a racist or not?
Right.
Would you rather be smart and have no friends or be stupid but have lots of friends?
Oh, man.
I like you guys, but you don't know what's going on.
Be smart and have no friends.
Yeah.
Or be stupid and have lots of friends.
Yeah. So basically, do you want to be the guy from the Goonies? Hey, you guys! He has all those
So
friends.
I'd be stupid and have lots of friends.
All right.
Because I don't think I'd ever know that I was stupid because that's...
Yeah, that's...
You know what I mean?
Shuffle.
So basically, you
But
wouldn't
if I was
change
smart, I would
anything.
know that I didn't have friends and I would be lonely, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tony, you
word.
heard what I said, right? I was like, truffle shuffle.
I got you. Yeah, truffle shuffle. All right. And last one. Would you rather always play Truth or Dare or always play Spin the Bottle? But with Spin the Bottle, there's going to be guys in the circle too.
Yeah,
so.
I'm saying it have to be. Wow, I don't like either one of these games. I'd play Truth or Dare all the time.
Yeah.
And
All
just keep picking truth because people make you do stupid things with
Picking
dares.
truth.
Yeah.
People limit your there's a thing called chickens now, and they limit it to 3, so you're out of the game.
Oh, all right.
That's cool. So I'd always play Truth or Dare and I'd always get kicked out at 3.
You'd be a chicken. Oh my God.
Well, that about does it for today, man.
Yeah, man. So, dude, Lige, I'm glad you're on the show again, man. This was fun.
Yeah, it was fun
Yeah.
for me too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so just to be completely transparent, Lige did a little bit of research today
He did. Yeah.
to be on the show, which was really cool.
Yeah.
It's like the first step to actually becoming an actual podcaster.
Yeah.
And he got a taste of what that looks like, and hopefully, next time we're going to be on the show, you do the same thing, and we keep it going, and you grow into a little co-host.
Yeah,
You know?
you actually impressed me with when you talking about Kong and all the stuff. It was cool. I didn't know any of that, so it was awesome, man. Nice job.
All right.
So
catch us on Twitter, Facebook, on redbeardpodcast.com. And we have some things coming up that we're going to be talking to you about next week, people. So stay posted.
Definitely.
Stay tuned. We'll keep you posted.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, whatever.
People get it. Yeah. All right. That's it.
Peace.
But wait, I have one more thing to say.
One more thing.
One more thing.
was on the
That's going to
show
be your
last week.
nickname. I'm going
He
to.
was on the show last week. Esteban.
Esteban.
Yeah.
Esteban.
Esteban.
He had a lot of passion. So,
A lot of passion.
Esteban.
all right.
All right.
Peace.
Later.
Boy.
Later.